If you just want to be an inspirational, motivational speaker, content creator, get a lot of likes, get a couple comments here and there, and get people in your inbox who say, I love what you do so much. But then when it comes time to, hey, pay me, when it comes time to book me, when it comes time to hire me, they're like, oh, well, I don't know, right? There's a disconnect there. If you have found yourself knowing that deep down inside your messaging has you not making the money that you really want to be making and should be making, it's been holding you back. It has you undercharging, under-positioning, under-earning, and it's time to stop. I am so excited because today I'm going to be talking to you because I know that you're in this space where you can see the incredible expertise that you have as a coach, as a consultant, as a speaker. You are a thought leader in your industry and you deserve to be paid as such. No more underpaid powerhouses. So you are in the right place if you're like, here, I already know that my messaging is the problem. And I also know that messaging is more than just the words, right? It is the lifeline to how you are able to connect with clients, your ideal clients, not any clients, okay? How you're able to not only connect with them, but also just like draw them and captivate them and actually get to your actual paid offers, right? Convert them in money, okay? The money, honey. If you're in that space and you are ready to get support, you no longer want to do it by yourself. You're like, listen, this is not my zone of genius. I want to be using my gifts and my talents and my expertise in other ways. I am sitting here racking my brain. I'm on this hamster wheel trying to figure out my messaging to take it to the next level. I've made some money, right? I've had some messaging. I'm getting, my audience built here and there. I'm signing a client here and there, but you want to double it. You want to triple it. You want to 5X it. You want to increase what you're already doing. And so you know that your old messaging isn't going to help you step into this new level. So let's go ahead and talk about what is important for you to consider when you are wanting to hire for messaging support. So the number one question that I get is, Kira, how do I even know that I'm ready to hire messaging support? My love, listen, when you look in the mirror and you look at how much you're charging, how much you're making, the quality of clients that you're calling in, the quantity of clients that you're calling in, does any part of you feel that there should be more? Does any part of you feel like you desire more? Does any part of you feel like you deserve more? Your messaging is the entry point. It's the gateway to all those things. How much someone does or doesn't pay you is based off of how powerfully you communicate your value in your messaging, how consistently you are able to show up and also powerfully. So not just saying, I did a video, I put out content, I did a YouTube episode, I did a podcast episode, I emailed my audience. So not just looking at the quantity of it and just checking off a box saying that you showed up and you got visible this week and today and this month, right? It's about, did that actually convert? Did that call in quality leads? So if any part of you is feeling like when you look on paper at your numbers from a quantity standpoint of your clients, from a quantity standpoint of your sales, your revenue, your consistency, if any part of you feels like there is something that's missing there, that's one way that you know your messaging needs some support. But here's the other thing that I want to say. You also know this because you feel it. If any part of you feels like you are not communicating the value of what you do as powerfully and as clearly and as consistently and as confidently as you could, that actually is the number one factor for most of my clients. It's, Kiara, I know that I do powerful work and I know that I am not meant to only be making $1,000 to $2,000 a month, $3,000 to $5,000 a month, whatever, insert your number. I know that I'm meant to be making more. I know that I deserve to be making more. I've spent years of getting experience in this. I've spent years getting educated in this. I've spent years of building my knowledge and my insights and my intellect this way. And I can't just be making this much. I know that I should be making more. I know that I should have a bigger take-home pay. So if you are feeling any of that, then my love, you know deep down inside, you've already answered your own question. Yes, you need to elevate your messaging. And if you also know that you've been doing it on your own up until now, or you've kind of worked in some spaces that really haven't allowed you to truly nail this for yourself, and you're ready to finally master it so that you don't have to stay on this messaging hamster wheel because you have other stuff that you want to do. You have other things that you want to move on from this. You have other passion projects. You have other elements of your vision that you're ready for. You have other parts of your life you're wanting to be present for. So there's other things you want to do than continue to work on your messaging over and over again. If those are things that you're feeling, then my love, you know that you are in the right place and you know that now is the time for you to make that investment and get some messaging support. So let's talk about some of the things that you want to consider when you are hiring messaging support. So before we go any further, let me talk about the difference between sales messaging and general messaging. So you hear me talk about sales messaging a lot. I actually have had clients who've come in to work with me and always say like, here, what do you mean by sales messaging? Because isn't it all just messaging? Here's the thing. There are some people who do really general messaging. So just how do we communicate your brand and how do we make sure that people are liking it and it makes them feel good and all this type of stuff. But then when you scroll through the internet streets, you see a whole lot of inspiration, motivation, all these things. And if you just want to be an inspirational, motivational speaker, content creator, creator, get a lot of likes, get a couple comments here and there, and get people in your inbox who say, I love what you do so much. But then when it comes time to, hey, pay me, when it comes time to book me, when it comes time to hire me, they're like, oh, well, I don't know, right? There's a disconnect there. Sales messaging is different from general messaging. Sales messaging keeps conversions in mind. It's designed to help people be pre-sold. That is a term that a lot of my clients came in and said, Kira, I never even, like, they heard the word before, but they never heard it associated with messaging. They were always worried about, did I show up and put out content? Because I need to put out 3 things this week. I need to put out 5 things this week. I need to post X number of times today. But it was never based off of a conversation on conversions. I would rather you put out high quality and high converting content 1 to 2 times a week than just putting out any and everything multiple times a week that actually doesn't lead to a sale. It doesn't lead to a quality lead. So if you care about leads and not just likes, then you need to be focusing on sales messaging. And that is the number one thing that I will share with you that you should be thinking about when you are looking to hire messaging support. So you want a messaging coach, consultant, and strategist who can understand the critical distinction between general messaging and sales messaging. So how do we infuse in every angle of your messaging something that positions your value proposition, what it is that you do more powerfully than anybody else in the unique way that you do it? That's actually why that's one of the first things that I work with my Money in the Message Inner Circle clients on. We go into what is the power of the work that you do. And I know you're like, okay, I've already made money from it. I've signed some clients from it. But here's the thing. I see so many women that they are not positioning their work as powerfully as they could be and as they should be, but they think that they are. They're like, no, Kira, look here. Literally within 2 minutes of looking at one of my new members program, she literally just joined 2 days, within 2 days. And I saw one post and literally first line, I said, wait, what are you selling? And once she looked back at it, she said, oh my gosh. She told me that was like her best post that she had put out. She was not actually selling her offer. She was not actually selling her signature method. She wasn't talking about clients that she had worked with. She was not positioning her expertise inside of her messaging. That was an instant fix that we were able to make. So I want you to think about that for yourself when you're looking to hire someone for messaging support. Are they someone who specializes in sales messaging? I don't just need somebody to help me make words look pretty. I need you to help me make sure these words are captivating the right audience and bringing them into my offer so that they are more ready to buy clients so that I can 2 to 3x my sales, take home more pay for my salary from my business, etc. Plus, that also allows you to have a bigger impact. So that's number one. You want to focus on sales messaging, not just general messaging. And there is a difference. So when you come inside of Money in the Message, because I'm inviting you in, girlfriend, that is going to be one of the first things that we start to work on, because what else are we working on besides that? I see so many women who want to increase their sales, but you're not putting out sales messaging and sales content. So then what are we doing? So then if you keep creating general messaging and you keep putting that general messaging in your content, in your enrollment conversations, right? In your sales calls, right? In your DMs, right? With people, in your presentations, when you're pitching on the stage, if you keep putting out general messaging in all of these different visibility, marketing, and sales activities that you're doing and different assets in your business, if you have funnels and lead magnets or evergreen content, things like that, then you're not actually selling. So then there becomes this whole cycle that everything is built off of general messaging and you're wondering why you're struggling with sales. I focus on helping you create sales content from the get-go so that every single thing that we create, evergreen or live, right? It doesn't matter, audio or video, okay? Doesn't matter, written or not. We make sure that sales messaging is infused into it. And there are key elements that you need to have inside of your sales messaging, but don't worry, we're literally going to help you check all those things off so that you have sales messaging literally when you first join Money in the Message. And one thing I'll say too is when you think about your conversion rates, right? You get people in your DMs or they get to sales calls, you do all this work to get them there. And it sucks when they don't move forward. Versus if you had sales messaging that pre-sold them and pre-qualified them, you wouldn't have wasted your time and their time. You wouldn't have been in this space where you're trying to prove why they should pay you. You start discounting your rates, all these different things. So your conversions are going to increase because your sales messaging elevates. Okay, so sales messaging is number one. The second thing that you want to pay attention to is, do they offer personalization? You can't bring in no cookie cutter messaging. Here is the issue that I see in our industry. You go into a program, they have hundreds of people who've gone through these different things, but all of them are putting out the same messaging. They all sound the same. Isn't the point of the messaging so that you differentiate yourself, so that you position yourself differently, your unique parts? So if there's no personalization, how is that person going to be able to get to know what should be in your messaging? Y'all, I really want you to sit and think about this, okay? Some of you get all these flashy numbers and like there's hundreds and thousands of people and this and that, right? But you have to go and look at, wait a minute, do those individuals feel seen and feel heard? Is their messaging actually authentic to them? One of the most powerful pieces of feedback I constantly get from my clients is the fact that I personalize my messaging support for them. You will not find your brand story with somebody else's brand story. You won't find your signature method with somebody else's signature method. You won't find your value proposition with somebody else's value proposition. You won't be talking to the same client as other people. Everything is tailored to you, and that is a non-negotiable when you are looking for messaging support. I've seen clients go and hire other people before they ever found me, and they were given these templates and things sound the same, and they spent all this money. I'm talking 5 figures, like $15,000 to $30,000, and literally were delivered messaging for their marketing, and they looked at it like, who is this for?
This is for me? This is not me. I would never say this. I would never speak this way.
All these types of things. And also I had a client who mentioned this to me. She said, Kiara, you never coach us out of ourselves. And what she meant by that was, you never forced me to be somebody else. A lot of these messaging people that say that they're helping you with messaging, right? They're forcing you, and business coaches and stuff, they're forcing you to be a carbon copy of themselves or to be cookie cutter version of the other 100 students that they've had. So you need to make sure that there's personalization and tailored to you support when it comes to messaging. And one of the ways that I love to do that inside of Money in the Message, actually we have a couple different layers. So first and foremost, you are getting one-on-one support. So you have one-on-one access inside of Money in the Message so that we can have those one-on-one conversations. You can have that direct support so we can extract what we need to extract from you, from your heart, from your head, merge them together onto paper so that they can show up and sell for you more powerfully. So have some one-on-one support, and that can look a lot of different ways, and we have different levels of that inside of Money in the Message. The other thing I also want to bring in here is community. So I know I'm talking about personalization, but you can still get lots of personalization within a community. There's 2 ways that we do this inside of Money in the Message. A couple ways we do this, but 2 I'll talk about. So 1, we actually do messaging and content clinics. So this is literally where you get to submit your messaging, your sales messaging for pitches or parts of your webinar or parts of your, YouTube or podcast episode or parts of your freebie and landing pages and sales pages and day-to-day content, etc. So you get to submit that so that you can have eyes on it before you put it out. Some of y'all are putting out messaging to your audience and you're letting that be the test. Well, it's too late, because aren't those the people you want to buy? I would rather you go ahead, share it with us, share it with me, share it with myself and my team so that we can look at it and we can say, ooh, I would tweak this, I would move this, I would do that. And you get that inside of Money in the Message. That in itself is like the most powerful thing. That is gold, so that you don't have to wait until you put it out to see that it didn't work and it didn't make money. And now you're going to go do something else. And then you keep creating content like that. Instead, we're able to nip it in the bud and we see, wait. I see the last 3 posts you've done like this. We got to fix that. Let's do it like this. Right. And literally I had a client after her review, she actually put out content and it was her best performing content ever. And then she also signed a high level client, one of her most ideal clients, within days of that. So I love to hear that from my clients. So you want to have personalization, right? So some one-on-one access, but also within group community, you can still have personalization as well through things like reviews and audits, right? Like we do inside of Money in the Message. The other thing I want to say about community too, and why that's really important for your journey, is I used to work only one-on-one with a lot of my clients. And then I realized that there were still some things missing. They were doing great, but there was still something missing. When we started adding in the community element in a way that is allowing you to have a level of accountability and sisterhood and support, but there's also this. Other people are going to ask questions that you would never think of. You either won't ever think of them, or you won't think of them for a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. You accelerate your growth when you are around like-minded women. When you're around other women who are monetizing their expertise, who are monetizing their message, who are showing up consistently, it is going to propel you. I've had so many of my members say, oh my goodness, coming in here and seeing my Shine Sisters and what they're doing literally gave me the motivation I needed today to show up. If you have a one-on-one coach, what I find sometimes is, and listen, just think about this, don't go into no self-judgment. Sometimes you go into a space of like, oh, I can't ask them this, so let me just deal with this myself. Or sometimes you ask them your questions, but then that's it. Versus when you're in a group community space where you have some one-on-one and private support, but you also have some community support, support, you get to see what other people are doing, and not from a comparison or a space where you need to be distracted. It's actually the opposite. It propels you. It saves you because someone's like, listen, I did this, and this with my messaging this week, and this is what worked. Oh my goodness. Like, I can't tell you how many times someone says, I just signed a client from this, and then somebody's like, wait, what training did you use? We have these messaging prompts that you get every single month to help you come up with content. For the month, we just have a member who has, for the first time ever in her business, she's been in business for a couple years. She's never had her content scheduled, and she has a month of content scheduled, and it's awesome. So anyway, sometimes women will say, oh my God, I used the messaging prompt from this month, and I did this, and with, and here's the results. And then it's like, wait, I didn't see that prompt. Where'd you find it? Okay, bang, I'm about to do that. And now 3, 5, 10 people are putting it out, right? But also make sure we understand this is all personalized support. So the prompts that happen, you are inserting your own pieces into it, and we show you how to do that. So no cookie cutter over here. That is the power of personalized support, and then also having a coach that also has a built-in community for you as well. So definitely that should be on your list when you are looking to hire for messaging support. The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to investing in messaging support is this. This is like a pet peeve of mine. So number 3, infusing messaging that has already worked. This is my pet peeve because so many times I hear women get afraid, like, here, am I going to come in and you're going to start me over from scratch? I'm going to do this beginner messaging stuff. One, Kiara don't do beginner messaging. So that's first and foremost, and we'll talk about that in a second. We have to go into what's actually working. I call this assess and amplify. I'm the type of girl who, like, I don't like going back and forth when the groceries come and they get delivered and I got to go and then go and go. No. Give me 3 or 4. Let me carry them at the same time. I don't like that. Okay. And what I mean by that when it comes to messaging is, oh my God, we have to restart. We have to start everything over. A lot of my clients come in thinking that they have to, and then we actually identify parts of their current messaging and things that they've been using right now. And we're like, oh, no. We just have to tweak this, and this. My client in Money in the Message, she's done this. She literally was like, no, I've already done this. I'm like, no, let's put it back out. Made 4 figures from it. I want you to be in a space where you remind yourself, wait, I already have some things that have worked. I know everybody's like, here, I don't. You do. You do. I don't care if you've had 3 clients. I don't care if you've had 30. I don't care if you've had 300 in the last year, the last 2 years. You have things that have worked. And what happens is you start throwing everything away because you think none of it works. And you don't have someone by your side to strategically help you sit down and understand, wait a minute, there's basically these like messaging C's I talk about. And you have to understand, okay, maybe this messaging didn't lead to a sale, but it did lead to people reaching out. But were they the right people? Oh, they weren't the right people. Oh, so now we need to elevate who you're talking to. We need to shift your messaging around who you're targeting and who you're talking to. That's the only issue there. Or, hey, I got the right people on the call, but then something happened in the actual call. Oh, so we need to work on your sales messaging inside of your calls. You see, just that really quick assessment will help us understand, wait, your issue is a sales call messaging issue. You get the right people on. There's something going on when you have that sales conversation with them. Let me support you with your sales strategy inside of those calls so that you optimize your conversions there. And basically that means more of the people that get on the phone with you come out on the back end, where we're able to double your conversion rate. Now, the other thing could be, listen, I'm not getting the right people on the phone. Oh, okay. So we need to work on the messaging that you're putting out, your sales content that you're putting out that's bringing those people to your calls. So if you just throw everything away all the time and you keep restarting, one, that's why you're in this cycle. That's why you're rolling your eyes like, I don't want to hire another messaging person because they just gonna do that. No. We don't do that. I sit down and help you. Actually, when you come in, one of the bonuses is that you get, if you're joining us sooner than later, okay, listen, you get an audit. And I personally am looking over a couple specific things that I'm looking for things like that, so that I can quickly see how can we get you a messaging, client attraction, client conversion, sales boost immediately, now, not later. So there's like a 7-day messaging boost that you would go through. Okay. And that's one of them. So I want you to think about that when you're hiring someone. Is this person just coming to get, let me look at every single thing and let's start over from the beginning and let's take 4 months and 6 months and all that? No, I have clients who have made back their investment within 24 hours. I've had clients who've made back their investment in 3 days. I've had clients who've made back their investment in 1 week, 7 days. I've had clients who made back their investment in 2 to 3 weeks. I've had clients who made back their investment in 4 to 6 weeks. And let me be clear, I've had clients who have 3x their investment in 2 to 3 weeks. I've had clients who have 10x. Okay. So I'm talking multiple 5 figures that they've made back within 6 to 9 weeks. So this is not, it's my pet peeve because messaging is so beautiful, but it's also so fluid. And so we can't wait for 4 months and 6 months until, okay, now we have the perfect message. Let's go put that out. No, I train you and I teach you and I help you build the clarity, but also the conviction. And listen, we made this tweak. Let's go put it out, because our goal is to literally compound the tried and true. Here's the tried and true from this week. Let's add to this. Okay, now here's the tried and true from these 2 weeks. Okay, let's add to that. Here's the tried and true from these 3 weeks. Let's put that back out. We're literally compounding your results here. And so we have to start with what is already working. And I know right now you might feel like,
Here, I feel like I don't have anything working. It's not working enough. I don't know what to pay attention to.
that's why you want to come higher. Me, basically, you want to come inside of Money in the Message, because that is what we're going to help you do. We're going to help you assess so that you can amplify and activate this next level of your messaging and your money, honey. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I briefly mentioned this in number 3. I talked about beginner messaging, but we're going to call it surface level messaging. You have some people who do this really surface level, boring. I'm going to Google ideal client exercise. Y'all roll your eyes. I roll my eyes at that too. Oh my God, I got to do another client exercise.
Who is your client? How much do they make?
All these demographics.
What age are they? What's their education level?
Now, sometimes, depending on your industry, those things could be important. But for every client that I work with, they always start there. They've always started there in any coaching that they've ever done. When they come into work with me, I take you into psychographics. What is your client thinking? What are they feeling? What gets them to invest? What are going to be their number one objections? You are going to have a cheat sheet. We actually call it a client clarity chart that is literally going to be built out. So that's one of the things you get inside of Money in the Message. And it's not cookie cutter. It's personalized for you and for who you are meant to serve. So you are going to have that, because I don't do surface level, mediocre messaging. That already has you lowballing yourself. That already has you undercharging. And that's why you're getting in some of the people who really aren't the right people to be working with you and who really don't want to pay you. And they're wasting your time and all the things. They're wasting your time, your talent, your headache is growing. It's all the things. I take you to a place where if you want to call in higher level, next level caliber clients, you need to have the messaging that matches. Your old messaging isn't going to call in your next level clients. We have to refine. We have to optimize. And to do that, we want to get deeper into understanding who truly is your highest level client. So we don't do surface level messaging. A lot of messaging in the industry is very surface level, and you want to make sure your messaging is next level. It's powerful. It embodies the essence of who you are, your most authentic voice, but it also powerfully brings in and infuses the most powerful parts of your message, your method. What makes you unique? What's your value proposition? Why are you different from anyone else? Why am I paying you an extra zero behind that comma than I'm paying her? Oh, you've set it up like this. You've pre-sold me. I don't even have any questions. I don't need you to prove anything to me. I already believe in your method. I'm already pre-sold and pre-qualified from your content. I'm ready to go. I maybe just had one question. What day are the calls? Or maybe, hey, can I use this payment plan? Or hey, can I pay in full? Or hey, do I get this bonus when I do? Like, they're asking different questions, not, well, can you tell me more about like how you've done this? And like all these things that give you this energy of like, I need to prove to you, and then you're not even gonna buy in the first place. Okay. When you come into Money in the Message, we do a couple of things to help you with this, but one that I'll mention is actually the second phase that you'll go through, literally like week 2 and 3, is actually all about client intimacy and client embodiment. So we're going to help you dive deep into your most, like, I'm talking your most highest level client. When I say that my clients have done this exercise, and literally I've gotten so many texts and DMs like, here, I just signed my most soulmate client. I had one client of mine, she had been in business like 2 or 3 years, and she said, people talk about soulmate clients all the time, but like, Kira, I just signed one. And this actually was a $15,000 client for her, right? I've also had clients who've signed 4 figures, like, $2,500, $5,000. So we're not putting a number on this higher level client. Just take the current rate that you charge, double it. Just imagine that, right? Having double, triple the number of clients come into that offer, and you love to work with them, is because we don't do surface level messaging. We do next level messaging. And the way that you do next level messaging is you get deeper on who truly is the highest level client, the person that's going to be the easiest to sell. And not just easy because we're taking advantage. I'm talking about the easiest, most natural sell. I'm talking about them feeling super empowered and excited to invest in you. They have been waiting for this support, but right now your messaging isn't speaking to them. Your messaging is speaking to a portion of who your current audience is that is not going to pay you, or they're not going to pay you at the level you really desire and deserve to. And your messaging is speaking to them. You think it's not, but sis is literally bringing them in, right? You might call in 1 or 2 of the people you want, but I'm talking, let's call in 10 to 20 of them. Let's call in 100 to 200 of them. So I want you to be in a space where you really think about that when you're looking to hire someone for messaging support. Are they doing surface level messaging, or are they doing next level messaging? And I'm going to tell you this, there's nobody in the game that does client intimacy and client messaging like me. I have been called the human chat GPT, and I've been called the client whisperer. There is a unique gift that I have been blessed blessed with, and I'm just so grateful for it. My clients literally, I was on a session with about 5 women the other day, and they were like, how do you do this? How could you go from all 5 of us, all of us do different things. We all have a different clientele. We all have a different brand story, all these things. How could you literally personalize the messaging to each one of us and tailor it to each one of us and tailor it to our exact client that we want to work with and do it in a way that literally oozes out? Like, they were like, here, I'm pulling out my money to pay for my own offer that you just sold. You just sold me my own offer. I'm telling y'all, it like, I'm getting even hot just thinking about it because it is so powerful. It is such a game changer. I had a client who said that she hadn't been as visible, as consistent with her audience, and she just felt like she had cheap clients in her audience. That's what she said, okay? And I helped her with just this. This was the first thing that she needed to go into because we personalized your experience. She had a signature method. Her method was really great, but it was the clientele that she was calling in. We made a couple tweaks. Y'all, she brought in $12,000. It was amazing to watch her do that. And she was literally like, here, no, I think I need to wait. I need to let the message sit. I need to do this and do that. No, it is time for us to put this message out. Let's go ahead and do it. The more you expand your message, the more you expand your money, and the more you expand your mission and your movement. And that's what you're here to do. Speaking of that, we're going to go into the next one, which is mindset support. You heard me talk about my client where she said, okay, I think I need to wait. Here is the game changer. So for me, having a corporate background in sales, having 5, 6, and 7-figure clients, building a multiple 6-figure business myself, working with clients at different stages, right, in their business from low to mid 5 figures, mid 6 figures, even 7-figure clients. So being all over the spectrum, right, here's something that I've noticed. No matter how much money my clients have made, there's a lot of mindset stuff that starts to come up with their next level message. Because your next level message, it's not just you talking to this next level client. It's the next level version of you showing up to be seen, to be heard, to share what she's thinking, to share how she has expanded and evolved. So there's some identity work that starts to come there. And you're like comparing yourself. You have this imposter energy of like, wait, is this really me? Can I really talk about this? You're looking at your expertise like, is it really enough? We're talking about doubling your rates. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to double my rates. Like, should I really do that? Should I go get another certification? Should I get more expertise? Should I get 5 more clients before I do that? All of these mindset things, this mind trash starts to creep in for high value expert women as they start to up level into their next level and grow and scale their business. Time and time again, I don't care how much money you have made. I'm telling you, it happens for my clients. So you need to make sure that messaging support you get, although I'm talking so much about the messaging strategy and the consulting that we do inside of Money in the Message, it honors me to complete that work with the sales and visibility mindset work that we also provide for our clients inside of Money in the Message. And I've done this for years because I would see women have this amazing message on paper, and when it was time to go put it out, they were like a deer in headlight. It was like, what? Or it was like, okay, let me fake it till I make it. But your clients can feel that energy. Your next level message is an energy. It needs to be embodied. Your next level clients feel that from you. And if you are faking it, they feel that. Or if you obviously are hiding and not putting it out at all, they don't even see you. So we have to make sure that not only are we elevating your messaging intentionally and strategically so that it sells more powerfully for you to 2 to 3x your revenue and get more ready to buy clients in your doors. Not only that, we also need to make sure that the mindset you have around supporting those next level clients, around knowing that you're worthy of those next level clients, around knowing that you're worthy of getting paid that amount of money for the level of experience and expertise that you have, the knowledge that you have poured in, the time, the energy that you've poured in. You deserve to be paid that money. You need to make sure that you have mindset support to close this up. I see too many women get the message on paper sometimes and not put it out. And I am so proud that we make sure that we support you from a mindset standpoint. Inside of Money in the Message, we have a live mindset call that happens. We also have a mindset masterclass. When I tell you this week right here, we have a mindset training that went out, and the Money in the Message members are like all over it, all over it. It is so beautiful to hear their breakthroughs. And really the topic really is basically you need to go charge more. You need to go charge 2 to 3 times more. But if you aren't seeing yourself as worthy of that 2 to 3 times more, or if you are like, no, I mean, yes, I get paid, but should I really double my rate? Should I really triple my rate? All of that stuff that comes up around you being seen more, you being in the spotlight, you being known more, you being paid more starts to creep up. And a lot of women don't understand that's actually your mindset block that's blocking your next level messaging. Sometimes it's not just strategy. Sometimes it's really all mindset. So some of my clients inside of Money in the Message, sometimes it's like 70% strategy and 30% mindset. And sometimes it's 30% strategy and then 70% mindset. And then for a lot of clients, it's a balance balance of both. So don't worry, wherever you're at in the spectrum, we have both layers of support to help you. The messaging strategy to elevate your sales using your money making messaging to call in more ready to buy clients. And we also have the visibility and sales mindset work that we do that helps you feel more empowered and a level of deep conviction and embodiment around your expertise, knowing that it's enough, around your purpose and that you deserve to get seen and sought after and paid for it, around up leveling your life and all the impact that you're going to have in your personal life from you making more money and doing this work, and also from your money mindset so that you feel comfortable making money for the work that you do. So you need to make sure that you have mindset support in your messaging support as well. Now, the last one we're going to go into is having ongoing support. Your sales messaging is going to expand and evolve. You know why? Because you do. That's why that personalized support is so important. The messaging that I had at my first $1,000 was different from my messaging at my first $10,000. The messaging I had at my next $100,000 from there was different from the messaging that I had at $250,000. The messaging I had at $250,000 was different from the messaging at $500,000 or $600,000. Like, you could keep going on and on and on. And you know why? Because I became a different version of me. I just talked about mindset and the identity work, right? When you first join us in Money in the Message, we're going to work on your messaging. That's going to be the initial phase. But then we have a 2.0 and a 3.0, right? We keep going up. You know why? Because we keep refining. You're going to be a different version of you in 2 to 3 months. You're going to be a different version of you months from there. So this is why I need you to understand messaging is fluid. I would recommend you not to just get messaging that helps you for just today. It should definitely help you see some shifts in your reach and your revenue and your results today. Be clear with what I'm saying. But what if you then was able to go back and cycle through like, okay, we just had these wins and oh my goodness, I'm a different me. Imagine if you made triple the amount of money that you made this past month. Let's say you made triple. So I don't care if you made $1,000 and you triple that, that's $3,000. I don't care if you made $3,000 last month and now you make $9,000. If you made $10,000 last month and then you've made $30,000, right? We've had clients inside of Money in the Message who've done that. All those numbers that I just shared. Whatever number that is. Do you know how differently you show up? Do you know how the opportunities shift? Do you know how you get expanded? All of those things start to shift you in a beautiful way. And the more you work with clients, you're going to learn so much more. When you work with your first batch of clients inside of Money in the Message since joining, right? So you've already been working with clients, but now when you work with the next 5 or 10, you're going to get new testimonials. You're going to learn things about your method. You're going to see parts of your messaging that we want to amplify a little bit more. Like, oh my God, here's 10 things we talked about, but these 3 hit. And this one right here is the one. And so now we want to create more content around that. We want to create more parts of your funnel around that. All those types of things we'll do in Money in the Message. But my point is, it's fluid. You're always expanding and evolving. There are times where like literally in 1 month, I am like, who have I become? I really feel like 1 year being an entrepreneur is equal to like 5 to 7 years of being an employee, in corporate America. Like the level of growth, like we've talked about this in the mindset calls inside of Money in the Message as well. I heard somebody just today literally say something like being an entrepreneur online is like dog years, right? Like how the dog is like 7 years, right? It's not just like they're 1 year old. It's like they're 7 years old, right? So anyway, the point is you grow and you expand so much already in life, and then add on being a business owner, add on working with new clients. The things that my clients learn about clients they're working with in the past versus their next batch of clients versus their next batch of clients, you start to find elements that you want to expand and you want to evolve and you want to be able to shift and continue to optimize. So you having ongoing messaging strategy support is going to be amazing. Not only is it helping you with staying consistent with your content, right? But it's also, how do we take these new parts of your personal story? How do we take these new testimonials? How do we take these new things we've learned about your method and about your clients and take your messaging to the next level? We did that once. Okay, great. Now the 2.0 version. Now we're going to do it again. And there's different things that we pay attention to at each stage inside of Money in the Message based off where you are. So like right now I have some women who have made like $10,000 to $50,000 in their business. And so they're going through one particular training on their signature method. But then I have other members who have made $250,000. And so now we're going through a different set of trainings and things like that. And we're supporting them on different things. They're different women, right? So you have to make sure that you have that personalized support, but you also have that ongoing support as well, so that you can continue to refine and you continue to expand. My clients, I've had women who've worked with me for 3 years straight, 4 years straight, who hired me over and over again because they understand. Literally, I have clients who also do like an annual messaging review, right? We'll sit down with their team and them and like redo like, okay, let's go through what is the content for this year versus last year. I've done that like 4 years in a row with them. And so that is really what it's about. It's that ongoing support because the messaging is fluid and it continues to expand and evolve. And you want to make sure you have support and you're not by yourself when it happens. Like, oh, okay, I did 1.0 shift. I'm good. You're about to be a whole different you in 6 months. Now we need to shift it again, right? Life is life in, right? And you want to make sure that you're growing and you are infusing that into your next level messaging. All right. So Hiring the right messaging support, sales messaging support, right? We talked about the difference of that, is going to be a game changer to help you stop underpositioning, undercharging, and under-earning in your business. You deserve to shine as a go-to expert. Stop being an underpaid powerhouses in your field. And I am super excited to be an option of somebody to help you in doing that. I mean, I hope I'm not even an option. You're probably like, Kira, where were you yesterday, last year? I needed you, sis. What do we do next? Okay. So I am super, super excited that you are at this point. I want to congratulate you on everything that you've done up until now, because what did I talk about in number 2? You have some things for us to work on. We're going to personalize this audit for you, and you have some things that have worked from, number 3 that we talked about also, and being able to assess and amplify so that you can activate this next level of your messaging. Now, it doesn't have to be later. It could be now. You don't have to sit and spend a ton of time doing this. It can be simple, small, but powerful and profitable and purposeful too tweaks, right? So speaking of purposeful, also make sure that you are hiring someone. So this will be a bonus, number 6. Also make sure that you are hiring someone who values purpose-driven messaging. If you're someone who values relationships and not just transactions, but also transformation, you actually value connecting with your clients, building a relationship, that's where that client intimacy comes in, then you definitely want to make sure that we talk, right? Because I'm all about making sure that you are seen and you are heard as my client, but I know that you value that for your clients too. And so that doesn't just start when they become a client and they pay you. That starts from your messaging when they first meet you. Do I feel seen and feel connected? I don't even know this person. I can't tell y'all how many of y'all be reaching out to me like, Kira, I don't even know you. This is my first time seeing you. You be DMing me. You be DMing me on Instagram and on Facebook, and you message me, you comment on the videos below. I just love that so much, because I truly feel that the most powerful clients that I'm here to serve you, I truly feel that even though I don't know you right now, I know you. I don't know you, but I know you. So if you are ready for us to dive into your next level message, let's get this party started. In the comments below, I want you to tell me, first and foremost, what is the number 1 aspect when you're looking for a messaging support and looking to hire that you're going to focus on that we talked about in this video. And then I want you to go ahead and check out the description, okay? And hit the link so that we can get started. Literally, we can have a sales messaging strategy call so that we can identify the number 1 tweak that you can make, right? I talked about assessing and amplifying. So we're going to start that assessing right now. We're not even going to wait. And if it feels right for you, we'll talk about how you can join us inside of Money in the Message. But if not, you still going to be getting a lot of value from just that call. So I am super, super excited. I cannot wait for us to have our sales messaging strategy session where you and I get to have some one-on-one time. We get to just stay focused on you and your business and your messaging and your money, honey. So make sure that you share this video with a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, an accountability buddy who you know needs to hear it and may need to join us inside of Money in the Message too. Y'all can come together. And until next time, love, shine, and success. Don't forget to grab your sales messaging strategy session so we can have some one-on-one time to get started on your money making messaging now, not later.
Working with Kiara is like no other coach that I've worked with before. She has the ability to really help you dig deep and really curate a message that your customers, your clients, whoever it is that you're targeting will truly understand and get at a deeper level. Working with Kiara, I'm able to go out there and have messages with my clients, and they always respond back with, wow, you are reading my mind. You know exactly where I'm coming from. I have to work with you. All of this has translated into 5-figure months, sold out launches, and really the confidence and the mindset I need to take my career and my business to the next level.